Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with this report claiming that manager Xavi is yet to decide on his preferred defense for Barcelona this season. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about Pedri Gonzalez, as it has been revealed that German champions Bayern Munich tried to sign the Barca fan favorite midfielder back in 2020 for a sum of 12 million euros. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barca! Barca! 7 matches into this new season, Barcelona faced their first defeat of the campaign as they lost to Bayern 2-0 in the UEFA Champions League. The scoreline, however, does not tell the whole story, as Barca were the better team for much of the game and would have come out on top if not of their profligacy in front of goal, especially by Robert Lewandowski. Prior to the Bayern game, Barca had not lost a single game this season and had picked up 5 wins in a row across all competitions. And even in the defeat on Tuesday, they made a huge impression, showing the progress being achieved under Xavi Hernandez. After close to a year at the helm and 2 transfer windows behind him, Xavi is starting to shape the team in his own image and has more or less figured out his best starting 11, according to Mundo Deportivo. Of the 7 official matches across all competitions this season, Xavi has given an indication of his preferred starting positions or starting options in attack and midfield. However, doubts remain over his best possible defensive line, as the manager has rotated his backline quite frequently. Indeed, Xavi has started with an attacking line of Rafinha, Robert Lewandowski and Ousmane Dembele in 4 of the 7 games this term, while the midfield trident of Pedri, Sergio Busquets and Xavi has been part of the starting 11 for 4 games. But that has not been the case so far in Barca's defense, as Xavi has fielded the same backline in just 2 of the 7 matches so far this term. This came when he started Jules Koundé and Ronald Araujo, Eric Garcia and Alejandro Balde in back-to-back matches against Real Valladolid and Sevilla. What it is true that defensive selection has been affected by certain situations, such as Jules Koundé's unavailability due to registration issues in the first 2 matches and Eric Garcia's recent injury threat, there is still some doubt over the manager's preferred defensive lineup. Andres Christensen, of course, has done well in the few opportunities that have come his way. Meanwhile, Marcos Alonso silenced his critics with a solid display on his full debut against Bayern Munich. So Xavi has some decisions to make, huge decisions for that matter, with regards to his defensive personnel, and a clearer picture of his preferred backline should start emerging as the season starts to gather pace. Definitely, Xavi needs to identify his best 11. It's very important. Despite the fact that the club have the squad depth, which is very necessary for us to compete in all competitions, the manager needs to know his preferred 11, right? When you talk about going for the big games in big stages, you need to know the best players in their positions. We know we have quality players in each and every position on the pitch. So far defense have been the position that Xavi have really changed a lot. He likes to use Koundé a lot at right back, despite having Hector Bellerin at his disposal. We saw that at the Bayern Munich game. And now that we talk about players like Koundé, who himself have been saying it in recent interviews that he prefers to play as a centre back than right back, but the manager likes to use him at right back. So Xavi have not really settled in when it comes to his preferred choice at the defense, which is something very important that he should be able to choose quickly, as the season have already picked up pace. So far so good for Barca, except for the defeat against Bayern, which was more irritating for the fact that we played well but couldn't win. So it's just a matter of being patient with the team that Xavi is building well, and things are moving towards the right direction. So let's see how we compete as the season goes by, especially in the Champions League where we meet tough teams. Our next game will be Inter Milan away from home, which will be another tough away game. But I think this time, if we play the way we played against Bayern, we are certainly going to beat Inter Milan. So let's just see how things will look like, how the games will look like this season. Of course, we play HA this coming Saturday before the international break. Before coming back, we'll resume with a game against Mallorca away from home and playing now Inter Milan away from home. So great season ahead. Let's see how the team is playing, and I just have the belief in me that the more we play, I think the chemistry between the players keep increasing, which will be more or less good for us as the players will be performing better than how the season started. Then on to the next story of discussion. According to a startling revelation made by journalist CK Rodriguez, Bayern Munich tried to raid Barcelona for the signing of midfield sensation Pedri in 2020. The 19-year-old has established himself as one of the best midfielders in Europe in a very short time at the highest level, signed from Las Palmas in the summer of 2019. Pedri was loaned back, to his boyhood club for a season before he arrived in Barca in 2020. Since then, Pedri has become a mainstay in the middle of the park for Barcelona, racking up 81 appearances in which he has 10 goals and 7 assists, a permanent fixture for the Spanish national team as well. He has a shining star of La Rocha in the Euros last year. And it has now emerged that Bayern Munich made an overture to try and sign Pedri from Barcelona, even before he made his first team debut for the club. Indeed, as reported by CK Rodriguez, the Bavarian Giants contacted Barca soon after the 8-2 demolition in the Champions League in 2020 to land Pedri. They were willing to offer Barca a fee of around 12 million euros for the teenage prodigy. However, Barcelona did not even listen to what Bayern Munich had to say, as they had no intentions of losing Pedri. 2 years later, the 19-year-old stared at the Allianz Arena, putting on a fine display earlier this week, even though Barca ended up losing the game. Having failed in their bid to try and lure Pedri away, Bayern Munich even schemed to sign Xavi from Barcelona earlier this summer. However, once again, their attempts were proven futile, as the teenage prodigy never had any desire to leave Spotify Camp Nou and has since signed a new long-term contract, committing his future to Barcelona until 2026. Good job there from Barca, from the president, sporting director, to refuse Bayern, to sell those players, those quality midfielders. I wonder where Barca could have been without those two at the middle of the park. So it's great to see how Laporta, the sporting director, refused Bayern to get any of those players. Pedri have been a sensation since arriving 2 years ago, and hearing this revelation of Bayern trying to lure him to the Allianz Arena 2 years ago is quite surprising though, but luckily enough, Barcelona gave deaf ears to those proposals from Bayern, and we can see the way Pedri have developed into like a world-class, the best midfielder now, if not one of the best in Europe, and it's good to have him with us. Xavi himself is doing a great job and his contract have officially been extended, so it's good to have those two jewels at the middle of the park for Barcelona. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.